The press conference had started like any other. The White House briefing room was buzzing with reporters, their whispers blending into a low hum as they prepared their cameras and notebooks. Melanie Trump stood confidently at the podium, dressed in a sharp yet elegant suit. She had handled tough crowds before. Years of experience had taught her how to navigate tricky questions and relentless reporters. But today, something felt different. The energy in the room was sharp, electric, like the air before a storm. She adjusted the microphone. "Good afternoon, everyone. Let's begin." Immediately, hands shot up, a forest of eager reporters, desperate for a headline. She answered the first round of questions with precision. Economy, foreign policy, education reform. It was all routine. Then came her. Rachel Monroe, a journalist with a reputation for aggressive questioning, leaned forward. Her smirk was barely hidden, her pen tapping against her notepad in a slow, calculated rhythm. "Mrs. Trump, many people are concerned about this administration's stance on press freedom. Do you believe the media is being treated fairly?" Melanie met her gaze without hesitation. "We believe in transparency and accountability, but with that comes responsibility. Honest journalism is the backbone of democracy, but sensationalism and misinformation do a disservice to the public." Rachel's eyes gleamed. She had her soundbite. "So, are you saying the media is dishonest?" she pressed. Melanie took a measured breath. "I'm saying that responsible journalism is critical, but we've seen how selective editing, misleading headlines, and out-of-context statements can distort reality. The people deserve the full picture, not just what fits a narrative." The exchange ended there, or so she thought. Within an hour, social media exploded. News networks clipped her response, cutting out key parts. The headlines were brutal. "Melanie Trump attacks the free press. Media does a disservice to the public." "White House declares war on journalism." "Shocking. Melanie Trump questions press freedom." Cable news anchors shook their heads in feigned disappointment. "Chilling words from the First Lady." One reporter sighed dramatically. "Is this the beginning of a crackdown on free speech?" Twitter went wild. "This is a full-blown attack on democracy. She just admitted they manipulate the press. How dare she say we don't report facts?" The narrative had already been written. It didn't matter what Melanie actually said. Inside her office, Melanie's phone buzzed nonstop. Her press aide, Jason, rushed in, frustration written all over his face. "We need to respond, now." He shoved his phone toward her. "Look at this. Every network is running with the same twisted version of your statement." Melanie took a deep breath, scrolling through the fabricated outrage. They had done it again. Jason continued, his voice urgent. "They cut the part where you called journalism the backbone of democracy. They made it sound like you attacked the media. We should release a statement." Melanie shook her head. "No." Jason blinked. "No?" She turned to the TV, where a panel of journalists were still ranting about her so-called dangerous rhetoric. The game was obvious. If she reacted with anger, they would call her defensive. If she ignored it, they would say she had no counter-argument. But there was one move they didn't expect. "We released the full footage, unedited, no commentary, just the raw exchange. And we let the people see the truth for themselves." 1 hour later, Melanie's official account posted, "Here's what I actually said. Watch the full exchange and decide for yourself." The uncut footage showed everything. Rachel's repeated attempts to twist the conversation, Melanie's calm and measured responses, her clear defense of journalistic integrity. The internet shifted. "Wait, that's not what they told us she said. They totally cut her words out of context. I don't even like her, but wow, this is straight-up manipulation." Conservative media picked up the story. Side-by-side comparisons of the real footage versus the misleading news edits flooded social media. On one evening news panel, a veteran journalist finally called it out. "This isn't journalism. This is deception." The narrative cracked. Some news outlets quietly changed their headlines. Others doubled down, insisting that the perception of her words was what mattered, not the actual words themselves. But it was too late. The people had seen the truth.